darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength. Darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength. Darkest feeling deepest. darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key was lost. To save the many strength.
Hi everyone! Welcome to episode 44. And now I have officially dated the episode. There you go. A couple of people will be missing just because it's Thanksgiving for the Americanos. Howdy. So, on the last episode, we had quite a few bombshells dropped, such as the fact everyone has been in a time loop. A time loop spanning 500 years. And Dra was brainwashed, but she's better now. So, everyone has had their rest. You've had time to absorb everything that's been said. Alara has her arm back. What would you guys like to do?
Well, Gertrude is back at the hideout, drinking out of disbelief and trying to, wrap her head around what she learned.
Alex, we can hear you typing.
Sorry.
So, you drank, you throw up, you drank.
See.
Anyone else? Listen.
I did my big thing at the end of the last session.
Pardon?
I got nothing. I did my big thing at the end of the last session.
Okay.
Alright. Alex will just kind of wander out of his room and just kind of go around checking on everyone, because they're probably all having existential crises at this point.
Alright, who do you check on first?
Well, I guess I'll go to the first person who's probably taking it the most easily. I head on off to Vienna and I knock on her door. Hang on. Vienna? You in there?
Wait, are you knocking on? Where are you knocking on?
Vienna's room door. Vienna's room door.
I am not in there.
After
Alrighty
some
then.
searching, you eventually ask... Do you ask Gilnath?
Yeah, I get in mental contact, and he says, "Hey, Elnath, have you seen Vienna around?"
Oh yeah, she's in the children's room.
Let me guess, touching up with her niece or whatever.
I believe she's planning on teaching her necromancy.
Of course. Granted, though, it's not entirely bad, but it's just, I mean, are you sure that's what you want her to learn?
She is her own person. If she wishes to learn necromancy, she is capable of making her own decisions.
Fair enough, I suppose. Just if she starts resurrecting her dead animals, don't come crying to me.
Alright.
Alright, well, if that's where she is, I guess I'll touch base with her later. And Alex decides to check up on Allah, and he goes over.
As Alex,
sorry.
as Alex goes off to find Alara, or Vienna just pokes her head out. Hey, Elnath, have you got any dead animals we can practice on?
No, I don't have any lying around. You could check the kitchen, but maid might have some.
All right. You're going to be practicing on tonight's chicken.
Alright, well,
What's a chicken?
Alex decides. She just asked what a chicken was. God, how sheltered is this woman?
It's a bird that you eat.
Why would you eat a pretty little bird?
I mean,
Bird?
it's not very pretty.
Don't say that in front of Rura.
You're not a chicken. You're like a not sure
A
what
baked
word-
chicken?
What?
Yeah, I'm not a chicken. I'm a big chicken.
No, like no, like what kind of bird is Rura supposed to be based on?
If I remember correctly, Ninja, you said she was
Roadrunner.
her design was based off of a Roadrunner, right?
Roadrunner. Yep.
Yeah, see, you are a roadrunner, not a chicken.
You still want to use a dead bird?
Yes.
I'll see if I'll see if I can find any pork instead.
Alright,
Alright, anyway, back on track.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Alex goes to try and find Allah, and of course, first thing he does is he knocks on a door. Allah, you in there?
There's a brief shuffle for a moment before she opens the door. She rubs her eyes.
Oh, sorry, did I wake you up?
The wind did. What's up?
Just checking on everyone. It was kind of a lot of things to digest the other day. I mean, I know you've known for a while, but how you doing?
I'm doing alright considering the circumstances. I heard a lot of things from Dennis too after his little escapade with Draw. Those things are pretty scary.
Well, I mean, we're dealing with what, a wizard who has over like 400 or 500 years of experience. It's not exactly too surprising.
No, not too much. It's still within expectations of what I expect.
Yeah, but well, don't worry. We've got it all covered.
I'm sure. How you been doing?
I've been alright. I've got a few things touched up, and he scratches his arm. He scratches the lower part of his arm, and he says, "Scales continue to grow. A bit uncomfortable, but I've kind of gotten used to it at this point."
What I expected. I just hope it doesn't change who you are as a person.
I mean, I'm still me, aren't I? I don't think I've changed that much.
Alar pauses at this, as if she doesn't want to give the answer.
Hey, you can say if I've changed or not. I mean, I trust you.
I think we all changed since the start of this adventure. Whether for the good or for the worse, it's what it is.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. I mean, I guess I can kind of fully admit I don't have my head up my ass as much as I used to when we started this whole thing.
Calling yourself humble is not that's a fool's errand in the long run.
And true, I guess. Just if I can kind of admit, Laura, I don't see things as black and white anymore. At least I don't think so.
Just depends on how you see it. Black and
Yeah,
white is only
that's
one perspective out of many.
That's true. Well, anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you to see if you're all right.
I'll be fine. Nothing's wrong with me so far.
Well, you can always come to me if you ever need to. All right.
I understand.
All right. I better go and see Grisera. She's probably continuing to drinking herself into oblivion.
That's what I expect of her.
I mean, I can't blame her, but I need to go check on her. You have a good rest, all right? See you later.
Will do. And then she just closes the door.
And anyone else want to do anything or?
Rura wants to go check on Sren and M.
Alright, Vienna, does she see anything weird when she enters the room?
Oh boy.
And okay, so you channel the negative energy into this dead pig, thing like that. Wait, no, not too much, and then loads.
Ugh.
You just see Sren there covered in, well, guts, and her body is just shaking.
Okay, that's a pretty common mistake for beginner. It's like teacher necromancers tend to go through a lot of animal carcasses.
Rura kind of just looks mortified as well at what's going on, and she goes, Vienna, what in the world are you doing?
Oh, I'm teaching her necromancy so she can better defend herself in the future.
Who?
The princess.
Why?
So she can better defend herself in the future.
By
Literally what he
exploding
just
a
said.
pig?
Well, she was supposed to. Well, no, she wasn't supposed to explode it. She was supposed to raise it from the dead. But well, explosions often happen with people. She'll get better.
The princess then throws up.
Rura just looks
Yeah,
at
that
her
often happens
and then
with
gives
people,
Vienna a
too.
bit of a look. Like,
That-
really?
that
And then
often happens
rushes
with
over to the two and makes sure they're okay.
I don't think I want to learn necromancy anymore.
Well, there are other areas of necromancy that you cover that don't involve this. Maybe we can look at some of those.
Okay.
No, Sren, it's fine. You don't have to do it. And she
Um,
gives Vienna, like, give them ideas they're not comfortable with.
Her ears go down as she sort of shrinks back and then shovels behind Sren and hides behind her.
Look at it, that Rory. You're scaring her.
You're the one that made her explode a pig.
I asked her if she wanted to learn necromancy to better defend herself, and she said yes.
Did you even tell her what it is exactly? Like, in detail? Besides the fact that it's just used to defend herself?
Sren speaks up and says, I'm gonna go get her cleaned up. And she gently
Yes,
begins
idea.
to lead the princess out of the room.
yes, please, Sren, thank you. And then she gives Vienna a look like,
And I demonstrated the necromantic spell right in front of her. You see,
Thanks.
she seemed to like it.
Alright, so Kagra, while you're, just idling there, you see Sren emerge with your little sister absolutely covered in blood and guts.
ugh.
And Sren
Don't-
approaches,
And I call out, "Don't worry, it's pig blood and guts."
and they approach Elnat, who then prestidigitations it away. And
Kagura is looking mortified. He goes up, rushes up to his sister. It's like, Emmy, what happened?
I killed a pig. Well, I mean, it was already dead, but I guess I double killed it, I think. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Just got hurt.
Who made you do that?
Miss, oh no, she doesn't like that. Vienna, is teaching me, necromancy.
You're not.
I asked and she said yes. Don't you start.
Not by exploding. Not by making her explode a pig.
The exploding pig is an unavoidable and an unavoidable part of the teaching process.
You were gonna just teach a little girl necromancy behind her big brother's back?
I mean, that's how I got started.
What, by
You think
going
that's a
behind
good
your
thing?
mother's back?
Well, I meant more as a little girl, but yeah, that too.
We would just sigh, and then she walks past Kagura. She goes, "Please try to talk some sense into her. I'm gonna go check on the two."
Do you have any idea how sensitive she is emotionally?
Would Sren speaks up to Rue and then says, "Would you like to go to the beach with us? I don't. It's gonna take some time for me to clean up the blood, and I don't think Miss Emma's gonna want to be in there."
We would just quickly shake that. She goes, "No. That was your fault. We'll let Fiona clean it. We'll just go have fun at the beach. How about
I'd
that?"
rather clean it myself. I don't trust her cleaning job. No offense,
we were
Fiona.
kind of just like, "Yeah, you might have a point." But then
No.
she just shakes that. She goes, "No. But Sren, you can come with us too. Just let her deal with it. We'll clean it later."
All right. And
Yeah, let's go have some fun after what happened.
so you all head to the beach, and whoops, Elmoth not going to the beach. He's not much of a swimmer. No. So you all, get on swimsuits, change in the changing rooms, and make sandcastles, and you can roll for performance if you want to see how well you made a sandcastle. Anyway, back
Yay.
to Kagura and Fiona, and then we'll go to Alex and Grisura.
And yes, I have some idea, Kagura. She said she didn't want to be afraid anymore.
Yeah, and how does covering her in pig guts that's exactly help her not be afraid?
And directly, it doesn't. The power and the power that comes with it, with this, helps quite a bit. My experience.
If you were gonna teach her magic, you couldn't have at least thought to list out any other forms of it she might want to.
I taught her what I knew. All right.
I would think the first thing she would want to learn is how to heal, not to play with the dead.
And what do you think the first necromancy spell I showed her was?
What was it?
And I demonstrate life transformation on him.
At that moment, and the magic seems to envelop Kagura a little more strongly than you intended, and it takes on a reddish hue. And when it fades, you see Kagura now has 5 tails.
Hey, think that was gonna happen? Ugh. Like she kind of shakes herself a bit.
Kagura notices this and goes, "Fantastic."
Huh.
I am gonna
I
need
guess-
to add something to Kagura's sheet.
I guess that's that spell, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Hello?
Hello?
You can start, Alex. I'm going to write this up.
Oh,
For
okay.
Kagura. For Kagura.
So yeah, just making sure. Dream, you here?
Yep.
All right. So Alex walks into the dining hall and sees Grisura splayed out on the table. He approaches, pulls out the chair next to her, and sit next to her. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I hate fucking witch spells.
Yeah, I can see where you come from with that. You you holding up all right? It was quite a lot that we dropped on you.
How can I even go on? There's a good chance that life is a lie.
Your life isn't a lie.
What was it originally? What was the first time?
Well, I don't exactly know myself because I didn't experience it. I haven't seen through all those loops.
Exactly. And if that's the case, what's to say that everything I've done means anything? In parallel futures. Oh, don't get me started on the on those waking nightmares. I actually had a waking nightmare about being married to Cleaver. That
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Pinku.
Yeah, I'd probably want to cut my own skull open and pull out my brain after seeing that. But look, listen, Zura, and he tries to, take the bottle out of her hand and just put it aside. Let me tell you something. A friend told me.
Grisera
Sorry.
pulls the bottle away from Alex, like, "Don't you dare take it."
All right. But listen, Grisura, let me tell you something. A friend of mine always used to tell me when I was a kid. You are always you. You cannot be anyone else. If you feel like everything you've done is for nothing, that your life is some kind of lie, don't. It's not. It's your life. No one can take it from you. Because you are Grisura. You always have been. You always will be. Regardless of whatever loop this is. That is the one thing that is constant. You are Grisura.
DM, can I check to see how smashed I am?
Sure, roll a con save, I guess.
Wow.
You're actually handling your liquor pretty well. You've got a nice buzz.
And I was actually hoping to be smashed. You know? That almost sounds like old Alar not long ago.
Yeah?
I had tried so hard to build a bridge between us. Try and be nice to her. Try to be supportive. Yet it's all for nothing.
Well, I don't really know what I can say. So yeah, I mean, I'm not some kind of relationship advice giver.
Well,
I ship it.
no shipping.
Not
Too
even
late.
a little? Okay.
I don't know who you're shipping, but it's a big no.
Nah, I'm only
needs to
kidding.
that needs to go on a t-shirt.
I have a button that says I ship it.
I'm joking,
I
of
have a
course. Anyway,
And
continue.
I have a bazooka that says no.
Hey.
Anyway, 0 points to the headband of intelligence on her head. This, Alar gave this to me out of spite. He wrote something that made me realize, you know what? There's no appeasing her. I'd rather be myself than be some groveling worm. I'd show you the message, but I already burned it up with my new fire spell.
Well, fair enough then. And well,
Just don't expect us to talk to each other throughout the rest of the journey.
Alex just shrugs. Well, I don't want to sound callous, but I'm not your babysitter. It's entirely up to you two what happens. Just, well, he pauses for a minute and he thinks and he says, just as long as I can keep calling you a friend, especially after everything that's happened.
Grazera smiles as she takes another swig. You know, I think out of everyone, Kagura and I were the most active to find you.
I take it you guys practically fell apart without me.
You've heard about what happened involving your parents, right?
I did, yes. I
Well?
wasn't too happy about it, but
Well, I wanted to move on. I wanted to catch up with you. Went ahead and did that thing.
well, if it's any consolation, don't worry about it. My family and everyone from nowhere, they're in a much safer place now.
Well, I hope they are. Because I do not want to see your family that pissed ever again. At least not
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Alright,
He, sorry.
I'm gonna stop you there and go. I will get to you again soon, Rura, Kagura, and Vienna. You both can easily see this, but Kagura's tails have gained a red tip to them. Like the tips have turned a deep shade of red, the same color as his eyes.
Elnath, what's that?
It appears to be a tail, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, yeah, but what do the red tips signify?
That he's got 5 tails.
Oh, so
Do
that's,
they
that's
do they
supposed to happen.
do they do anything?
It's just a coloration change. Once you get to more tails, the colors.
Okay, you've lived through all this a million times. What happens when he gets all the tails?
I'm sorry. It's every noise is making me lose my train of thought here.
You've lived through this a bunch of times. What happens when he gets?
I was speaking and I was okay. I lost my train of thought. What did I last say? Okay, so it's just something all kitsunes get. At around 5 tails, the tips of their tails gain color.
I mean, do they gain any kind of powers or anything?
Well, if Kagura had been a magic user, he would have probably seen quite a bit of magical aptitude. Kitsunes are known for being quite strong in the magic department. As for abilities he gains, at 5 tails, I believe he gains the ability to breathe fire.
Wait, you weren't just making that up?
No, I wasn't.
You can use me as a training dummy if you're still mad about me teaching your sister to defend herself.
No, if it's anything like of what I've read about Dragonborns, they can only do it so many times. I don't want to waste it.
Well, you won't have it for that long.
You cut out.
Well, you won't have it for that long. Now you have 5 tails, we can get that little bit of dragon blood out of you.
Oh, so the dragon's blood was what was causing that breath thing.
Yeah, the
Okay.
dragon's blood is why you would be able to breathe fire, but otherwise you would just be a regular, powerful, magically kitsune.
Except
Well,
without the actual magic.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, I've never been exposed to magic. I don't think I was ever so much as allowed near a wizard. Which, other than Dulé, but it's a whole another can of worms.
You were allowed to go to the Rose Guild. Sometimes in other lifetimes you were brought to the Wizard Academy. Sometimes you picked up sorcery. It's very variable.
What were we like in the first ever incarnations?
He opens the book and he leafs through the first couple of pages, and I believe, I don't know, what do you want to have been in the first iteration? Any preference? Same, different?
I like the idea that that the first ever Vienna managed to find ways to subtly troll all the future ones.
Alright, and Kagura?
Kagura's not so much wondering about the who's. It's more a matter of the things that went wrong in the past loops. Like, why has it been taking so many tries?
Alright, well, Elnad pauses and he looks up and he says, well, Vienna's only written that, and I can only quote this, she wrote that it was no spoilers. And as for Kagura, he's just wrote that everything's gone wrong and that he wants this loop business to be over.
That sounds about right. You should have saved me when we were stuck in the time loop at Fulma. I was about ready to lose it.
Oh, I did.
Great.
Of course you did.
As long as we're talking about this, what exactly is our next step forward?
Well, that all depends on what you all want to do. You have many options available.
Alright.
How many times has this loop repeated itself exactly?
Oh, I lost count.
That many times, huh? That doesn't exactly fill me with confidence.
No, I mean, I literally lost the count. I don't remember it. It's one of those things that I cannot remember for the next loop. Speaking of, I do not recommend visiting your past self.
You cut out.
I do not recommend seeing your past self.
I didn't even know that was possible.
For you all, it won't be too possible, but for me, it will be, as I am an elf.
And you said that it was in this particular loop that my ancestor Kaguri bathed in dragon blood.
Well, it was more she drowned in it a little bit when we were tackling the dragon.
But this is the first loop, first and as far as you know, only loop where this whole me getting angry thing was a problem.
Yes.
I guess I'm going to be fine. I guess I'm going to be feeling like how my past selves did soon enough then.
Regardless, we will get that dragon's blood out of you, and you will get back to being just a regular kitsune with multiple tails.
That's fine by me.
Alright. So, I'm gonna cut to Rura. Rura, you've made a pretty awesome sandcastle. And Sren and the princess are, they're making theirs, but they're only okay. Anything you want to do, Rura?
Mostly just want to check to make sure that they're feeling better. So I guess after making the castle, she goes, "Feeling a little more better, girls."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And then she looks at them. She goes, I know you're still new to all this, but if you ever feel uncomfortable with something, don't be afraid to speak up, okay?"
Okay, Miss Rura.
Oh, you don't have to call me Miss. Ren calls me. Oh no, wait. Just call me Rura.
Sren smiles and then says, Miss Rura. And then Emma smiles and goes, Miss Rura.
Rura just kind of looks confused. She goes, "I feel old now."
Okay.
But they're just do what you want.
Allah, what are you up to?
Heading down the hallway into the training room.
Alrighty. What are you doing there?
Just practicing her swordsmanship.
Okay. Back to Alex and Grisura then.
Oh, yeah, after the little chat that she and Alex have had, he pats her on the back and he says, "Feeling a little better now?"
Gazuru looks at the bottle. Honestly, I'm gonna need some more drinks.
All right, that's fair. Alex stands up and he says, "Come on, stand up."
Gazuru stands, though she's reluctant.
And Alex, holds out his hands. He's like, "All right, bring it in, big girl."
Gazuru's like, what?
That's a saying. It means he wants to give you a hug. Mike. He wants to give you a hug.
Yeah, I know that. I know that, but Gazura doesn't.
Alex sighs and he just says, "Come on, just move closer."
You can see a big question mark on Gazura's head as she steps close.
And he gently wraps his arms around her and just gives her a hug and pats her on the back.
Oh, that's what you mean.
It'll be all right, okay, Grisura?
I don't know what to do first. Take care of the thing that is causing this time loop? Or stick my axe in a Julie's skull?
We'll take it a step at it. That's my current plan. Because, if you ask me, Jule, powerful as she is, she's merely a stepping stone to our ultimate goal.
Here I was hoping to find my old village. Maybe take up smithing.
Hey, and he pats her on the shoulder. You can still find your old home. Just need to sort everything out first. And if need be, well, if I can spare the time, I'm with you if you want.
If we get out of this.
We will get out of it.
Grisera then holds up a hand. Keep your word that this time we'll be free from this paradox.
You have my word. And he holds up his own hand.
They shake.
Alright, well, still good friends, despite the fact that I ran out on you guys like that.
Hey, you had your reason.
Alright. Well, I'm just checking around with one, and you just stay around here, right? I want everyone to get together eventually, and so we can discuss our next move.
Sure. I think I'll just get in my room for now.
Alright, I'll come and get you when we're all discussing stuff. And hey, and he gives her one more hug. Everything will be alright, okay? I'm here for you.
Alex doesn't notice this, but Grisera's actually holding back tears.
Alright,
And I
Oh.
have your back.
that's good to know. Alright, well, you go and rest up now. I need to go find a certain drow.
Yeah. Grisera then heads to her room, then takes a bit of takes a nap.
But yeah, Alex goes searching around, and he's calling out, "Vierna, you here yet?"
Yeah.
Yep. And he peeks into the globe room. He's like, "Oh, there you are."
Fiona's just looking intently at the map.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, she's looking at a particular spot.
Alex tries to trace where it is she's looking.
Right at a little island. At a little island in the northeast of the island.
He notices it, squints at it, and places a hand on his shoulder. That your ex-captain's hideout?
Yes. I don't know anything about it, and I'd like to.
Well, we do need to consider paying him back for that little trip through whatever it is he threw you into.
Hell, more or less. But the princess seemed to be enjoying her lessons until the pig we were using as a test subject kind of blew up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right, you're trying to teach her necromancy.
Yeah, and I mean,
Behind my back,
you aren't there, Bakagura.
But yeah, yeah.
Natural.
Alex kind of gives a shrug, and he says, "A lot of people do think necromancy is kind of like a big no-no, and sometimes it kind of is, but I can fully admit I've had necromancy spells, and like, I mean, I'm a warlock. It'd be complete hypocrisy to say I hate necromancy."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah. By the by, just God, what was I gonna say to her? Oh no, Oh yeah. So, what's your? Well, we're gonna be discussing our moves eventually, but I just kind of wanted to ask you something right quick before we sort of convene the council, as it were.
Hmm?
How aware were you that Julie was watching your?
And well, I knew she'd be checking in periodically. I didn't think she'd be scrying on me 24/7. Got to sleep sometimes.
What, like you?
Look, she's only got so many smells. All right.
True, but you know, wizards are wizards. Anyway.
Oh, I know the limits of the wizard. And now my mother seems to be breaking them left and right.
Well, clearly she's kept her clouds close to her chest.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we have a way to work through that scrying, so she won't know what we're doing. I do anyway.
Yeah. Well, the library. Well, this library didn't much. I'm gonna go see if I can find if Elnath has a bigger one to work with. The other half of the demiplane.
Oh, that's funny though. Alex is like, "Hey, I've got this thing. I think you should see. I'm heavily hinting at this thing. Vienna's like, okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, let's go see what's in the Mike. What's in the library."
Yeah, Alex says, well, knowing the big nerd, he's got an entire room of just nothing but shelves of shit you probably never seen before.
Well, let's go ask him.
Before you can I... Alright, Alex just follows her down.
We can talk and walk.
Fair enough.
Alright, before you do that, Kagra, what are you doing? Actually, I'll get to you in a second. I just need to do something. Allah, are you there?
Yeah.
You receive a message from your sister, Eris, telling you that they've arrived and they're setting up camp.
Arrive where? They already been at camp.
They were traveling, remember?
No, they weren't. They were already where I froze.
Okay.
I met with her.
I must have. I wasn't sure if I'd told you yet or not. Anyway.
No, we met at the camp.
Okay.
That's fine.
Anyway, that's all. Kagura, what are you doing?
He's stepping up to Elnath and saying, so when's the earliest that we can take care of this?
Oh, we can take care of it at your convenience. It shouldn't take too long.
Well, I want this blood gone now, if it's possible.
Very well. And he pauses as he notices Vienna and Alex heading in. Stepping into the room.
Hey, Elnath, you got a library? What was included in our quarters?
Oh, of course. And he points to the door marked library.
Cheers. And I go.
Thanks. And Alex follows.
So, the room is far bigger than it looks from the outside. It basically seems to go on forever in one direction. And there are about there's so many books you'd probably never get through them in a lifetime.
Yeah, Alex just sees it and he's like, hot damn! Gotta love magic.
Well, while we're here, Vienna casts Detect Magic.
They are all magical. In fact, the entire place is magical.
Where is the magical power concentrated the most, though?
It doesn't appear to be concentrated anywhere in particular. They all seem to be highly magical.
Well, I'm gonna browse,
Alex leans over and he said, Alex leans over and he says, nice try. I already tried that.
Great. Well, I'm gonna look through the. Well, I will look through the. And it'll see if anything like what. Is there anything that stands out to me that might be particularly useful?
Well, you'll have to roll investigation for that, but you do notice that all the titles have clearly not been organized, as you've got an A next to a Z, and then an F, and then a Y. There is clearly no order.
Has this guy never heard of the Dewey Decimal System?
Yeah, Alex is just looking over and is like, "Oh my god, this is actually kind. This is," and his hands actually start shaking a little bit. I kind of want to organize everything. Kind of setting me off a little.
Yeah, Vierna casts Fox's Cunning on herself.
So, you can roll investigation, and you can roll one for each day. One a day.
Yeah, so
that you spend
Vierna
looking.
casts Fox's Cunning on herself.
While you're rolling those, I'm going to cut back to Kagura, okay? So, Kagura. You watch as Elnath stands up and he approaches you. Yeah, Jen, I'm just going to do that. No, he offers a hand and then he says, "Are you ready?"
I've been ready since I heard that I could be rid of this anger.
He then turns you around and suddenly pushes you down to the ground so you're face down on it, without giving you warning, and pins you down.
What the hell?
He then, there's a pause, and then he looks around at the empty room, and then he says, "I'll admit this was easier than I thought. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to kill you." And
What?
he continues to keep you pinned down as he begins to pull out a knife and bring it closer to you. "Yeah, sorry. It's just, I'm afraid it has to be done."
This wasn't the plan, Elnath.
Oh, it was always my plan. Any last words? And as you feel the anger welling up inside you, you feel the strength and the anger, and you're shaking. What do you do?
He starts breathing heavily. He says, "Elnath, let me go. You need to get out of here."
Not before I kill you, I don't. If I kill you, then there's no anger, is there? I did tell the truth, did I not?
That's what. How are you possibly going to explain this to everyone else?
Oh, I'll kill them or two. You know.
What?
Rua's done her purpose well, and Alex was a great tool in this endeavor.
We aren't your tools.
Prove me wrong.
Fine. Then you asked for it. Elnath, you're dead. You're dead.
Do you surrender to the anger? To the fury?
Is Elnath asking him this?
No, I'm asking you out of character.
He does.
So, there's a thin, soft red glow that begins to surround you, and the red on the tip of your tails begins to slowly grow down them and eventually consume you until you are just completely red, at least where you've got hair. You then push Elnath off and turn, giving a feral roar that everyone can hear, and you charge at him. Then time stops, and Elnath calmly walks around you while you're frozen in place. And he grabs you by the tails and pulls. When you come back to your senses, you have no more anger. And as you turn to look at him, you see him holding a transparent phantom version of you with 5 red tails and glowing eyes that is transparent, almost ghost-like, and is still trying to get at Elnath.
What is that?
That's the dragon's blood.
You were just. You tricked me.
Sorry, I had to make sure I got as much of it to the surface as I could. Otherwise it would have hurt.
It hurt just to hear you say all those things.
Yeah, it hurt me a little bit too. And Grisera, as you run into the room, you see Kagura there, standing beside Elnath, who is holding a second Kagura that's completely red and transparent at arm's length by his 5 tails.
What the fuck is going on?
That's what's been causing me to have those. This is what's been causing me to have those outbursts.
That?
Remember Elnath said that my family had the blood of that dragon running through us. This is it. What do
Alright.
we do now?
Well, Elnath pulls out his bow and whacks it against the air quotes head of the transparent red Kagura. And that Kagura then goes unconscious and slumps, and he then pulls it closer, and it's almost uncanny watching as he seemingly starts to roll that version of Kagura into a small red orb. Which he then holds between 2 hands.
You got a bottle or something for that?
In a way, don't you worry. I shall handle this. And then he waits for Kagura to turn around. And then he grabs the orb and eats it. Like he just opens his mouth and swallows it.
Wait, what are you doing?
Again, he
Okay.
waited until Kagura had turned around.
Oh,
So only Grisura saw that happen. Oh, and Allah. And Allah.
So, Grisura and Alar both see this?
Yep.
Isn't that considered cannibalism?
It's blood, it's not a dragon.
wait. Cannibalism? What did he do?
I don't know.
I wouldn't worry
Exactly.
about it.
Elnath waves his hands, jazz hands, and he says, and the orb is gone. And you're free.
Laura, you're not growing mushrooms in here, are you?
No.
I said Alar, not Helnath.
Oh, we're on speaking terms? I didn't realize. She just like looks away.
Just answer the question.
No.
What about the rest of my family? This has got to be a problem for them too.
Only you and your sister. Everyone else is unlikely to develop it. Your mother is so sheltered she wouldn't dare try to grow as a person. In truth, only your sister is at risk.
Like, I guess we'll come to that when it becomes an issue.
There is not much I can do until she grows up to 5 tails, I'm afraid.
What about if we do manage to kill the astral dragon? You said that the reason I got angry was because I was linked with it. If we kill it,
Well,
and
then
it's-
there won't be any anger left, will there?
then I could save Emerald from this.
Yes.
That's good.
I'm not the guys to sit down. Alex, we can hear you shifting.
Sorry, just I had to stretch.
What did you say, Kagra?
It's weird. My whole life I felt restless, impatient. Now I feel calm.
I'm glad you have reached your own conclusion, then, Kagura. Or at least your own peace.
It's I won't have. I don't think I'll really have peace until this has all been taken care of, and that includes Julie. He needs to answer for what she's done. So, to everyone here, including me, especially what she did to me. Elnath, where did you go after Julie took my memories of you?
I would rather not talk about it. But in truth, all I did was just start visiting you with an illusion.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Lala?
He said he stopped visiting you with an illusion.
So that was never actually you there with me or my sister in the first place.
Well, no. They would have never let me get close to you.
They being my mother or Julie?
All of them, really.
Julie
Your father,
said
for one.
Julie said you knew my mother. Is that true?
Oh yes, I was her imaginary friend when she was growing up. Until she decided she was too old.
Wait, she just ignored you after a while?
Well, you can only put up with someone shouting at you that you're not real so long.
Just dismissing the issue altogether. That sounds like something she'd do.
You then see Rura, Emma, and Sren exit out of the beach door and head towards the kid's bedroom. And Sren is talking about giving Rura a makeover. I think you would look really pretty with some hair ties and maybe a bow.
As long as you don't pull my feathers too much, I don't mind.
We promise, they say in unison. And
Okay,
then the dog-
only the. Alright, only my top feathers, not my actual wings.
Oh, not even a little bit?
Oh, don't pout at me. Okay,
They pout.
fine.
Then they smile. Yay! The door closes. Alright, Fiona and Alex, let me check your rolls. Fiona.
Yeah. 21. Box is counting.
You find a book with every known spell in existence in it.
Who seems to have written it?
Elnath.
I flipped through.
It's got sections for clerics, sections for sorcerers, and a brief description of each spell and the components. It's very in-depth and detailed.
Alex leans over and looks like, well, I mean, he's been doing this for like 500 odd years, more than that. Are you really that surprised?
There's also a section at the very end listing a couple of 10th, 11th, and 12th level spells.
I'm gonna look at those.
As you move to look at them, you notice that none of them list the materials or the cost. It just states what they do.
Do I find the spell that turned Mayhem and the entire world into a bunch of fractured time loops?
You do not. You do see a spell to lift, to make flying possible for everyone in a specific area, and also to shield a town from unwanted visitors and powerful threats.
Alex just says, and he says, give it a rest, Fiona. You're not going to figure those out.
I have 600 years left to prove you wrong, Alex. And I put that book on a table nearby.
Okay.
And that's going to be 600 years wasted, believe you me.
So, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Anyway, so what I was trying to get your attention on was I actually have, well, thanks to some allies, I have a method of pretty much protecting us from Joulet.
Oh. You tell.
Alex hooks a finger around the collar of his shirt, pulls it down.
Okay, that's what you say.
Didn't it hurt to get a tattoo across your throat like that?
Not with magic, it isn't. But yeah, take a look. Doesn't it look familiar?
Yep.
Well, this right here, he taps the tattoo, protects me from her. Stops me from sharing any secrets, any information that could jeopardize me, so on and so forth. And the best part, it can't be broken.
Neat.
Problem is, though, it only works on me, because, well, I'm the one who has it. The rest of you will have to get one as well if you want to be protected.
Where do I get one?
Well, I happen to know who give this one. We'll have to take a trip to Frozen in order to apply it to everyone. It's entirely, well, that's a group decision, however.
Oops.
I'll then do that. In the meantime, Vienna's gonna go back because there's a specific subject she wants to look for.
Yep.
She's looking for information on astral dragons.
All right. Throw me another investigation then.
Okay. Would the fox's cunning still be on?
I'll say yes, just because it's not gonna.
It lasts.
I'll say yes.
$16.
All right. You do find 2 books, one on astral dragons, and one on the calamity.
Gonna have to study both of those in detail later.
The book on the cover of the book cover for the one labeled the calamity looks like this.
So I take it like the eyes just like follow you around.
Yep.
I glare at them and say, "No," and I open the book.
It lists.
I gotta live. Sorry.
It lists a little bit on what astral dragons are. They're dragons that hatch in the astral plane and grow up in the astral plane. They can teleport to other planes, but if they do, there's a risk of them getting stuck in that plane and being unable to return. And if that happens, they fly into a rage and will destroy everything nearby.
Yeah. So, is there anything on their weaknesses or their capabilities in battle? Because, like, out of character, I'm assuming that astral dragons have never been translated into 5e. So I'm just out of character. I'm assuming that this is a Tarask level threat.
Yeah, it would be a Tarask level threat. I'm just giving a quick glance right now.
Yeah.
And
like Fierda's gonna study this in more detail later to see if she can figure out any specific weaknesses and abilities in battle.
okay, let me have a look. I don't think it would have any weaknesses. I don't know about immunities either, but I will get back to you on the stats.
Yeah, this is something like she's gonna spend like a few nights studying. So you don't need to tell me.
Regardless, the book does list in the first little bit that that astral dragons don't really die, because they exist in the astral plane where you can pretty much live forever, not attached to time. So they never stop growing.
Okay, so Vienna looks at this and thinks, like there's a thought form in my head.
And
What you thinking, Vivi?
before you get to that, I've got one last tidbit.
Sorry.
You also read that, and this is clearly written in Elnath, like he's made it look like a quote as he's saying this. This is the reason that the calamity is so large. It's a very ancient astral dragon. Likely very rare, and it is unlikely to ever meet another of this size and scale.
Yeah, Alex leans over and he says, "What you thinking, Vivi?"
Nothing I want to put into words just yet.
Gonna be studying, gonna be cramming that stuff like you were back in college.
Yep. And then before, before I'm done, there's one last thing I want to do real fast.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna write a quick note that I'm going. And I'm just down a quick note. I'm just gonna head down in here and just tape it, and just tape it to and I'm going to tape it to the princess's door.
Okay.
Yeah, I am PMing you the note.
Alright, let me read it. Okay.
But yeah, while she's doing that, Alex just says, "This was nice."
Yeah. And then once I put that there, I'm gonna head back up to the library.
Alrighty.
Well,
Yeah,
sorry.
And there's actually one last thing I want to look for, but I'm not gonna get dive into that until we agree on where we're gonna go next.
Alright.
But yeah, Alex finishes up, skimming through the book he was looking for, puts it back, and says, "Well, I'm gonna go wait for everyone to, huddle around." But yeah, like I said, this was nice, Vienna.
Right.
And as he leaves, he, does look over his shoulder and he says, "I do mean it about those spells, There's no way you'll ever figure them out."
Yes, I will.
Well, we can all
Out of
dream.
character, I know. But that's not.
Yeah, I know.
Out of character,
Yeah,
I know.
I know.
We all
And
need
Alex
a hobby.
Alex just shrugs and he says, "Hey, if you want to go mad researching it, that's entirely on you. Just don't expect me to come and stop you."
Alright. So, is there anything else anyone wants to do? Alright. A day passes. And eventually the door to the library opens and a quiet figure steps in. Alone for once.
And I mean, and I really am.
I know. I understand. I'm sorry.
Shred's not here.
She's asleep. We were up late last night dressing up Rura.
That sounds cute. What exactly did you do?
We dyed her feathers, we put in a bow, we did her hair.
She doesn't have hair though, she has feathers. How do you do feathers?
Her hair feathers.
Oh yeah, but I mean, how do you...
Head feathers.
No, Okay, I'm confused, but let's talk about it. Okay, so... Now, clearly that reanimating the dead is what you like to do. But the spell I showed you earlier, the one that you, or like the healing spell.
Hmm.
That there's a lot of ways to expand upon that and stuff that can support it, and if you'd rather do that.
Alright. Meanwhile, Rura, you wake up. You're a little groggy and last night's events were a bit blurry. There was a lot of moving and fiddling with your feathers. It was honestly kind of uncomfortable, but you couldn't say no to them. As you examine your body, you notice that you're bright pink.
Oh god.
All your feathers have been dyed bright pink.
How does it feel, Ninja?
Okay, one, I'm fine with it out of character because I did not swear to earn the pink, so I'll take it. In character, Rua kind of like looks over herself like gods, and it just looks all over. She has I all pink. Oh my goodness!
Isn't it pretty? Sren says hopefully.
She jolts and then like kind of like steals herself, and she turns around. And she goes, "Yes, it is." Trying very hard not to look as troubled as she feels inside.
I'm going to go pee, and Sren just skips out the door.
Rua just nods, and then she, her smile kind of goes down, and then she quickly wraps the blanket around herself, and she goes, "Hey, I'm not leaving."
Sren comes back and then says, Are you not hungry? They're serving breakfast.
Rua again jolts as she starts to sweat nervously, and she goes, "Yeah, sure.
Let's go."
And then,
Sren takes her hand and just escorts Rura out cheerfully.
ooh,
Like,
And
imagine-
you're all kind of, except for Fiona, you're in the library. Everyone else, you're, eating.
I mean,
and
I
stuff.
I imagine that the princess is asleep at this point.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah, she fell asleep in the library. Like, I go grab food. Go bring back food for breakfast for both of us.
All right. So you're all eating, every single one of you. Rizura's hungover a little bit, and you see Rura being led out by Sren, and Rura's bright pink.
Yeah, Alex kind of does a double take of this, and he says, "So, what's happening, Aurora?"
Rura just like is hanging her head downward, looking so embarrassed. But she just smiles. She goes, "We had fun last night."
We gave her a makeover. Doesn't she look
Yeah.
pretty?
Alex takes a long time assessing this. Face just kind of blank, and he says, "She looks something."
You don't like it?
Rura gives
No,
him a
no,
look.
it's
Yeah, Rura
No,
gives him a
no,
look
no.
like,
You might
no,
want
no, no. That's not what I mean. And it's just that I'm aside from my vest, I'm not exactly the peak of fashion. I mean, you could very well be a trendsetter as far as I know. Fashion is never. Sorry.
I mean, you might. It looks nice. You might have to wash it out before we go into battle again.
Sren sits down and begins to eat and goes, okay.
yes, that's the only thing is I stand out way too much with this color, but it does look very pretty. Thank you, Sren.
I
Yeah, so
understand. We can
yeah,
always
so-
give you another makeover when you get back from your mission.
Yes, that's
So-
that's a promise. Just maybe not pink next time, okay? Let's have something different. It's good
think
to be.
I think I'll give you polka dots. Won't that look cute?
Yes.
If you can neatly dye polka dots onto feathers, then you deserve an award. Like Fiona's just like grabbing food, grabbing 2 plates of breakfast food, and heading back to the library.
River
See
just
you
kind
later,
of gives
Fiona.
her. She just kind of gives her look like, "Thank you, Fiona."
Yep. And Alex says, "I'll let you know what we decide on. All right."
And you know my vote.
All right. Well, is everyone here?
River nods and then sits down and starts to eat her own plate. Still looking a little bit embarrassed, but just tries to ignore the looks.
Drara's there.
Alrighty,
She cooked for you guys, and she actually didn't take from Allah's garden. She actually helped tend to it, Allah. You know,
Good
she
to hear.
watered the plants this morning. You noticed that?
No.
No, I'm saying that you noticed that she watered the plants when you went to water them yourself.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Dra's there.
Alright.
She's given food. But otherwise, you guys are free to talk.
Thanks a lot for the breakfast, Allah. Sorry, not Allah. Sorry, Dra.
I did
Sorry.
not make it today.
I am so sorry. Just the way how I say them, like they end kind of almost
It's
the same
cool.
for me.
We all do it. And Dra just says,
Anyway.
no problem. Eat up.
All right. Well, so first order of business, everyone. Before we continue, I've got something to share with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
Alex undoes his vest a little bit and pulls down his shirt and showing the tattoo on his neck.
Rura looks a bit surprised by this because then she remembers the tattoo she used to have. And then she looks at close, she goes, "Is that?"
It's supposed to be a dragon, a silver dragon, if I remember correctly.
I mean,
Huh.
yes, I could see that, but I mean, it looks similar to what I used to have.
Oh, you mean the little gentleman thing?
I mean, you want me to bring it up, but kinda.
Well,
Nice job, Alex.
well, you're not entirely wrong on that one. Because, well, this is basically the same spell, and, well, it's just modified to be a bit better.
Modified?
Yeah, it's a big thing. Basically, if I'm sorry, a lot to go over in a short period of time. This was essentially the modified spell that, well, my father and the current resistance that is being formed is going to use to keep themselves safe and their intelligence secure.
Alrighty.
And, well, funny thing is, this also protects me from when Jule starts scrying on us. It prevents me from. It senses whenever there's her presence, or even other prying eyes, and it will automatically shut me up.
Oh, so it's different from non-detection.
But yeah, it's essentially, I have this to safeguard myself against Jule. Problem is, though, it'll only safeguard myself. Everyone else will need to get one as well if they are going to be safe from her.
Where can I get one?
Oh, well, that's actually kind of easy because I just so happen to have a contact person apply it to all of us.
Because quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of her. Even without the dragon's blood, I'm sick and tired of her scrying on me 24/7.
I know, it's like the woman doesn't have anything else better to do. She just sits on her fat ass all day and just does that.
River looks up. Okay, out of character, swear. And then in character, River looks up. She goes, "Alex, there's kids here."
Right? Sorry. I'm kind of used to being a bit loose. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. The gladiators swore like pirates.
Swore like pirates. Oh boy, hear that? Worse than me. But anyway, I can't exactly force all of you to get this. It's entirely up to you if you get it or not.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Can we place that tattoo anywhere on our body?
No, it has to be the neck. It won't work otherwise.
Damn it.
Hey, look, I get where you're coming from. I was probably going to put it up on my chest, but, you know, that it wouldn't work. The spell wouldn't work.
I won't need it.
What do you mean you won't need it?
I won't need it. I
Why
have my
won't
own
you?
methods. I have my own methods to stay hidden. The only reason I say I won't.
Alright, well, it's entirely up to you. Just, well, we do need to be just do be careful with what you share. Because these tattoos will prevent us from sharing anything too secretive that can jeopardize us, but you'll have to be a bit more selective if you don't take it.
It's fine if you don't want to tell me anything. I just don't want it.
And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to. But that's the choice we have. Well, that's one of the choices we have, guys. If you want to get this, then we'll head on over to Frozen and we'll get everyone inked up.
I'll get the tattoo.
Alright?
As much as I would like it hidden, I'd rather keep that hag out of my head. Oh. I'll get it.
Mm-hmm. Alright. And what's everyone else's ruling?
River doesn't look so sure because she recalls what she used to have to wear and like that. She goes, "I'll think about it. I'm not too sure just yet."
That's perfectly fine. Alright. Yukagura, I assume you're taking it?
Hell yes.
Alright then. Well, as it currently stands, it seems like a majority is that we're moving to Frozen to get this done. At least as it currently stands. I believe I know Fiona's vote anyway, but if you need more time or you change your mind, don't be afraid to ask her or tell me. Because again, it's entirely up to you if you get it or not.
Don't forget, we have to ask Dennis when he is able.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of which, now that I remember any points to draw, when we get to Frozen, if we are heading that way, we should probably use a few greater restorations on Nihilus and Vistig, because they're perfectly fine. I'm sure. We should just definitely make sure.
All right. That sure.
Oh yeah, and keep using the greater restoration on Dra because she's been with those monsters for God knows how long. I don't know what they've done to her.
So one thing I will mention, Elnath would have told you this. They do have a portal to Frozen, but if you head right there, they're going to know something's up with the demiplane. And there's also the fact that you've clearly been searching for Alar and Rura.
Mhm.
Just reminding everyone of that.
Yep, and Alex says, now, we do have a portal straight from Frozen. This is our only safe haven. And I would say, for the sake of its safety, we should probably, well, trek to Frozen on foot. Usually do.
You also broke up while I didn't understand fully what you're saying.
TLDR, there's a portal to Frozen. The party, as far as Julie knows, the party was looking for Alex and Rura up until you guys entered the demiplane. If you teleport there, it'll be suspicious.
Okay.
So, yeah. Runa and I might need to take another route where the rest of you will have to hike it on foot. Hopefully you guys can spare a few days without us just a bit longer.
We'll have to know where to rendezvous though.
Well, it's pretty simple. Frozen.
Right.
We'll keep. I think Rura and I will sort to keep the situation off. You guys just keep heading forward to Frozen, and we'll reconvene.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, and he goes around patting you all on the shoulder and shaking hands, and he says, "All right, you'll best of luck. All right."
Good luck, Alex.
And Alex taps her on the shoulder, and he points towards the library. Says, "Let's get going, yeah." Ninja, you muted.
Sorry, I forgot. Rua just kind of gives a soft nod, and she goes, "Just everybody, please be careful."
Right. See you all then. He goes. Well, he brings her on down with him, and quickly knocks on the door to the library.
Huh?
Yeah, we're heading off to Frozen.
All right.
You all will have to go it on your own for a bit, though. If Rura and I pop out of the demiplane now then it's going to arouse suspicion. We'll find our own way. Don't worry.
All right.
Please don't wreck the library too much.
Don't worry.
After what happened with them and Sren, yeah, I work.
Oh, wait,
So-
actually, just a quick thing out of character for the DM.
Yeah.
That, like, this, what we're doing, well, what we just discussed, that is the safest way. This is the safest way for us at the moment, right?
I mean, I can't tell you that.
Then you just kind of hope for the best, I guess.
So, just to confirm, Alex and Rura are staying in the demi-plane, and they're going to meet you all at Frozen, correct?
That
Mhm.
sounds like the plan.
Alright.
Yep.
So, do you all leave the demi-plane and get moving?
Yep.
Alright.
I think.
So as you leave the demi-plane, you see a shadow demon there. And, see, and that it attacks you. But, it's not exactly hard. It's like a dog biting at your ankle.
Eh.
What do you
Really
guys
got deep
just
thumbs.
kill it, or what do you do? Do you do anything different?
I actually want to do something.
Okay.
When the shadow demon shows up and attacks, you see Kagura get his sword ready, and the shadow demon suddenly he gets sliced in half. But none of you saw Kagura draw his sword. Oh, never done that before. About
That-
time.
Is that a Kitsune thing?
Don't know, but I read that there used to back when I was in the back when I was training in the Rogues Guild, they talked about how to he taught I heard stories about a technique where you could invoke a sensation where time slows down, and if you could basically,
Breathe.
in the eyes of a in the eyes of everyone else, it looks as if you're moving faster than light. The people who have been able to master it are said to have even been able to strike as many as 100 times in 1 second.
Well, that's fairly impressive.
I've been trying to pull that off ever since I heard of it, but I could never quite get it down. Master said it was because Master always told me it was because
Breathe.
could never. Master always told me it was because I could never focus.
Well, maybe the change helped you on that.
Must have. Well, I may not have gotten magic, but at least these tales came with something.
A day passes, another day, another shadow demon. You really wish they'd wait until after breakfast, but what can you do? Do you follow the path, or do you cut right through the woods?
I say follow the path.
Okay.
I agree.
Another day, another shadow demon. Another day, another shadow demon. Another day, nothing, surprisingly. The next day, 2 shadow demons, so that's where the other one went. Another day, another shadow demon. 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 And then you make it to Frozen.
I swear they're an infestation.
At least they're easy to kill.
Just wish they'd stop.
Well, it's only going to stop one way.
So, Wiztig is there, and Alex and Rura, you emerge from a small secret door that leads to the first floor. And, Ilnath told you that that was the entrance to the forbidden library that only Wiztig and he can access.
Mm-hmm.
You did pass
Alex
through a
just-
floor that was full of books too.
Yeah. Alex gestures her through and just, without making sure no one saw them, just closes it.
Alright, you head outside to meet the party.
Oh, wait. Yeah, he says, hey everybody, how you all doing?
Hey, glad you made it. You didn't run into any trouble, did you?
Nah. Perfectly fine, and as far as we know, 100% secret. No one's the wiser.
Thank goodness.
Think about the same for us, a few shadow demons notwithstanding.
Really? Wow. He looks to Vierna. Your sister is persistent.
I know.
I mean, she's failed every single time, hasn't she?
Yes.
Wow. I guess she really is insane then.
Spiteful is what she is.
Spiteful, insane. When it comes to warlocks, one and the other are kind of interchangeable.
Well,
Anyway. Yeah.
Well, I like to kill her as soon as possible. As fun as it was at first, these shadow demons are getting very annoying.
Oh, trust me, I share in the sentiment. I want her gone soon too, but we kind of have plans. So.
Before you do that, I've got to make this joke because it was suggested in chat and I think it's hilarious. You just
Go for it.
again,
Oh,
this is out of character, but you just cut to this scene of Empire and she's paying people to summon shadow demons and she's holding up Rizura's picture and saying, "Kill her."
That little shit.
He hugged my boo.
Ooh, someone's a
Hey.
bigger shipper than I am. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, Jen's a huge shipper. Anyway, I just had to make that joke because it was hilarious.
No worries. Shout out to Jen, by the way. Thanks for the joke. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Alright, so you were going to explain your plan.
Alright. Well then. My contact will be arriving shortly, I believe. He checks the watch he doesn't have. Yeah. So, all of you lining up to get the sick-ass freedom tattoo. I'll, separate each other from haves and have-nots, I guess you can say. And we'll get to you when he arrives.
Ola walks out the building.
See you in a bit, Ola.
Later.
Alright, so there's a brief moment, and then you all see Butler approach.
Butler.
Hey, Alex waves at him. Hey, Butler. Hope the travel wasn't too bad.
Oh, it was fine, and he immediately goes to Rura and gives her a hug.
Hey, it's good to see you too.
Alright. Well, he shows everyone that is currently present. These will be the
Hello?
ones who
Hello?
will be,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, hold on a moment. Don't switch. Okay. Sorry, my Discord derped when I was moving my mic a little closer.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Anyway, so yeah, he gestures to everyone currently here. These are all the people who will be taking the mark.
Alright. He rolls up his sleeve, and you see he has the tattoo around his hand. And then he looks to Rura and then he says, don't worry, this is very similar to the mark we had earlier.
She kind of looks a little bit relieved that he told her that, and then she goes, "There's no repercussions for this one, though, is there?"
No, same as the other one.
She gives a soft sigh, and even though she glances back out to where Alar went, she looks back to Butler. She goes, "All right, I'll take it then."
Alright, he leans over and he gently grips Rura by the neck, like not exerting any pressure, just holding her briefly by the neck. And he watches the ink runs down his arm and into her feathers, briefly staining them before it fades into the skin and then dries. And Ruri, you have the tattoo now.
She kind of like looks in the mirror real quick once he's done, and she goes, "Well, at least this one's better than the other one."
He then goes through you one by one and gives you all the tattoo. By the end of it, you do see him starting to get a little tired, and by the time he finishes up, he actually staggers and leans against the wall and then says, "Alright, I'm done. If anyone else needs a tattoo, it'll have to wait until tomorrow."
Yeah, and Alex is, trying to help keep him straight. It's
Hey,
alright.
Rura.
You need some help getting to bed or something?
No, I gotta have a talk with Elnath anyway.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, don't overexert yourself now, alright, Butler?
He nods. And then he moves to head inside, and then he pauses and glances to Kagura and then says, he opens his mouth to say something, and then he closes it and heads back inside, heading downstairs.
What did he say? Because there was a really long pause.
He didn't say anything. He opened his mouth and then closed it and headed downstairs.
That was weird.
It looked like he wanted to say something to me.
Well, whatever he has to say, it'll probably come out later. Don't worry.
Well, we're going to be here a while, yeah?
Depends, I suppose. Now that everyone, or mostly everyone, has the mark, we can kind of be a bit more open with this. Well, kind of. They'll stop us from spilling anything too outlandish that'll kind of be against our favor.
Sounds like that could have been what stopped him.
Maybe not. Alex just shrugs.
Maybe he wanted to tell me something important.
Well, if the mark stopped him, clearly it was going to be detrimental, so...
He'll get a chance he'll get another chance eventually.
He'll tell you whenever he can, and I'm sure. Just like Kagura, you've spent the better part of a few months with us fretting over not knowing. One little secret is...
Yeah. I guess I know I guess I know the ones that I've been wanting to know now.
Alright then. Well, they're taking care of that. Just give me a moment. Alex pops out for a minute, and he looks to find Allah.
Someone's got their beepers on.
Oh yeah, that's
Beep.
Allah.
yeah, that was my. Sorry.
You're fine. Allah.
But yeah, he looks to find Allah, and hovers over to her. There you are, Allah.
Hmm.
We just finished up.
I see.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just coming to terms with that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, pats are on the side of the arm.
Well, whatever you do now, yes, it's you.
Well, it's up to all of us. Say it too.
Mayhaps.
Anyway, shall we get going?
Where are we going?
Back to the tower.
Sure. I'll be there in a moment.
All right. Take the time you need. And Alex heads on back.
Thank you. And she just like stands there looking out in the distance for a little bit longer.
Alright. You stare out into the floating buildings. You see people casually flying by, a baby in a stroller being pushed towards a store, a few horses being brought up towards another store that appears to be restocking from the carriage that is being pulled by them. You see a couple of the boats floating in the sky lift open and flare these weird wing-like sails that are on the sides of it and begin to float away. And the river gently trickles by you with a gentle sound.
I'll find my answers through my own means. That's my decision. And then she makes her way back.
Alright. You all head back to the tower. Do you go inside or do you go directly to the demi-plane? Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
What are
Hey.
our options?
Do you go inside or do you go directly to the demi-plane?
Alex would vote inside.
No, Alar, we can't. Your voice is very, very.
Oh, so that's who that very faint hello was.
Yeah, it was him. I saw his avatar lighting up when I kept hearing say hello. Anybody hear me? But it was very,
It's my
very.
brother yelling out the top as long.
Oh,
I thought that was you.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
just making sure.
You step inside the demi-plane. It's filled with books. Nallus is upstairs studying away. Wiz Tigger's in his room. What would you guys like to do?
Do I know where Ellen is right now?
He is in the demi-plane.
I'm gonna go see him because I need to ask him for a thing real fast.
Alright. The entrance to the demi-plane is down here. Now, you don't know how to open it, but you notice that when you approach it and try to push the door, it lights up and then it opens. And it's set on the door briefly. Let me get the door for you.
Thank you. And then, okay, so I go see Elnath, and then Elnath, question: I don't suppose you keep a scrying for handy in this place?
Pardon? I couldn't hear you. I heard a clash.
Oh, I don't suppose you keep a scrying focus handy in this place?
Oh yes, I have this orb, and he holds up an orb. It allows you to cast
Awesome.
scrying once a day.
Oh, and well, I mean, I know the spell. I just need the 1,000 gold focus. Can I borrow it real fast?
He offers it.
Thank you. And then I head out. And then, okay, so a bit of background. There's a very specific. There's a specific weapon. Like, Mother had a lot of fairly powerful magical artifacts. X that she kind of just kept gathering dust.
Alex shrugs and he says, "That's nothing new."
Including one that I want to see if she still. I just want to see if she still has it before I get your hopes up. And
All right.
and I cast scrying, and I cast scrying on the greater silver sword that I remember from that I remember Marie.
Alright. You cast Scrying, and after a moment, the crystal ball that you've got clears, and you're able to see a small little workroom where a blonde haired drow is sitting at a desk, a sword to her side.
Ah, crap.
Let me guess, still under heavy guard?
Yeah, actually, you know what? This could actually work to our advantage. Okay, let's go somewhere private. Go somewhere private, and then I'll explain.
Alex, like, without even thinking, pulls out the key to the dame, puts it into the air, and unlocks the door.
All right, I will go to Elnat's library, I guess.
Vienna, this is seriously the safest place we could ever hope for, especially away from scrying. This is a completely range. No one can scry or listen in on us there.
Well, away from the front door, at least.
All right. He takes out the key. Actually, it's only got one charge, so like that's it. No taking that back. So get on through.
Yeah. Okay, so ever since we had that discussion earlier, I've been looking for ways to harm the astral dragon, and I remembered and well, that sword I mentioned, I remembered it yesterday. It can harm astral creatures.
Really? Well, that's certainly a burn in our well, that's certainly a burn for us. But
Yeah, the catch is, and the catch is not everyone is capable of using it, and I'm not 100% sure of the requirements.
well, it is what it is, and I imagine from your reaction from the scrying, as I said, it is still under heavy guard.
Oddly enough, no. Felicia
Well,
has it.
so it's literally just walk down the street and then just nick it from the kid next door.
Right. I don't know if it's that simple, but I suspect we're going. Okay, so it's one of the most powerful. It's one of the most powerful weapons in Mother's possession. I remember. So
And
if you were to go around Fox packed weapon, how would you do?
Taking away the packed weapon? Well, Alex thinks for a minute. The thing is, packed weapons can't exactly be taken away from you. The thing is that they're almost bound to you, like through your soul or essence or whatever it is you want to say. You can summon it and unsummon it at will, and if someone tries to take it from you, you can just merely bring it back to your side. There is no way to prevent it from being to prevent someone, a warlock, from berefting them of their packed weapon.
No way to sever the bone.
It's well, it can be done, but it takes a lot of effort that really is not. Like for example, if a warlock is away from their packed weapon for about a minute, it will disappear, but it's like I said, it's not really worth it. And after that, he thinks, so Felicia has decided to take it on as her own packed weapon. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't really. I mean, I assume it's one of the more definitely one of the more powerful things in Mother's magic armory, but I don't really know how pack weapons.
Well, I'm actually going to need to refresh myself of this as well.
Yeah.
Because Alex, he should know this. But yeah, and Alex slowly nods along with Vienna. He says, kind of strange she would give it to her, though. I mean,
Yeah.
she's the failure of the family, isn't she?
She's the layabout of the family. Carrig is definitely a failure. King notwithstanding.
Alright, layabout. So, secretly might have hidden potential, but
something like that. I mean,
But-
she's powerful. I mean, I'll tell you this: a month ago, she was not powerful enough to summon shadow demons. Or powerful enough to go.
and yet you have all grown so accustomed to them, you can take care of them with these.
Yes.
Well, as I said, well, that alone I would say is the definition of insanity, but considering the sort of pact she likely has, that is thing. If I had to, well, now, Fiona, if I will be the first to admit, despite this being what is in essence my life, I don't know everything there is to know about certain patrons. I can only tell you what I know. And considering the certain kind of patron that, well, your mother likely assigned your sister up for, she likely has, at least from what you have told me, it seems like she has allowed her anger to be her sole driving force. Her, the fact that she seems to loathe you. And in a way, that is kind of insanity, I guess you could say. Is that she's allowed this one thing to almost define her, it seems. Granted, this is all speculation on I cannot know for certain unless I. But anyway, this weapon that you mentioned, it can harm astral creatures, correct? As you said.
Yes. Well, how much do you know about how the astral plane works?
Well, my mother has taught me a few things because it's pretty much her job to know how realms work.
Well,
I think I know enough. I think I know enough. So.
How much do you know about how astral work?
Astral forms. If I remember correctly, it's something similar to the ethereal plane, isn't it? When you're inside it, nothing can interact with you, nothing can hurt you. Sort of something similar.
Yes and no. Let me explain. When you go onto the astral plane, you have an astral form and a physical form. Basically, you're sending your soul into the astral plane while your body stays behind.
I get you. And
Now,
while your soul isn't, I think I see where you're getting. And while your soul is astral plane, your body is weak and vulnerable.
No, actually. But you see, there's well, I mean, you will be probably asleep or whatever, but that's not the point. When you send your soul out like that, there's a little cord still reaching between. There's like a little magic cord still reaching between realms, attaching your soul to your. Almost sever that cord. This sword is one of the things that can do it. And if that cord gets severed, you die.
So it is essentially keeping you alive, not letting your soul get stranded into the astral.
And now, granted, I don't know if it. I'm not sure if it would work in the reverse way against something native to the astral plane, but an astral dragon would still have a presence there, I would assume.
Well, if it can affect someone's astral form in such a way, then something native to it, I think it would definitely go without saying.
Yeah.
Certainly a really good idea. So as it currently stands, it seems as though step one of our preparation would be to get that sword.
Yes, which means hunting down and killing, I guess, my sister.
Well, she's easy enough to find. I happen to know where she is.
Oh.
Well, at least I have a hunch where she is.
If it's in Prosh, then getting to her won't be nearly as easy.
No. We're not assaulting the home front just yet.
Of course, there's also that little matter of Cleaver and Heron and whoever that necrofish that thing that they serve.
Speaking of, Grisura hasn't been told about that yet.
I mean, Elnath did kind of pop in at the pop in right at the end and like say that to her, so she would know, wouldn't she?
She'd already left to go drinking.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's right.
Vierna went over and told her.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah,
I assume. Well, I didn't get a reaction, so I assume Grisero was too drunk to hear me properly.
well, we've killed Cleaver once. We can, and if I had to take a guess, well, actually, just a quick question for you, Vierna, before I tell you who your sister is. Your what was your captain's name again? Val something or other? Karen. Sorry, I apologize for that. Hard to remember sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah, there's no Val in my past. I don't know.
I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither. But anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, Heron. Now, just a quick question about him. Well, I mean, most elves are magical, but what exactly was the extent of his magic, or did you just usually know him to be sort of a frontline fighter, just stand back and shoot people?
And
did he have
yeah.
what were his magical abilities? Asking.
And well, before or after he that ruin?
Well,
Because before he could maybe throw a couple of firebolts, but that was it. After, well, he sent me into hell.
Well, if that's the case, then I think it confirms my. Whoever this necro something, wherever this necromorphous is, I believe your captain made a pact with him.
Sounds. And presumably,
Because I've heard of warlocks who could do similar things when they've signed pacts with demons. Fiends specifically.
When he went into that tomb, we took quite a few of the crew with him. None of the rest came back. Starting to think he may have sacrificed them.
Likely did. I mean, blood sacrifices are usually required, and live sacrifices at that. Usually, what are required for summoning demons and fiends, especially if it's a powerful that allows him to use power.
Right.
But if he is capable of, well, throwing you into hell such as that, we might not want to mess with him just yet.
Indeed.
As it currently stands, though, your sister, Felicia, I believe I know where she is, or at least I have reason to believe that perhaps she is currently overseeing, well, the nowhere that stands now.
I mean, it's just a crater, isn't it? No?
No, not what I've heard. It was destroyed by my father when he left with the refugees. Now, though, weeks later, it's there like nothing ever happened.
Right. Well,
if I had to take a guess, well, Julie must have been a bit aggravated and decided to, well, sink funds into building the town.
Sounds like her.
And if my hunch is correct, she likely has left your sister in charge of it, as well as the traitor to the guild.
Would you this is the first I've heard of a traitor.
That's because I didn't want you knowing about him.
Do you know who that is?
One of my father's colleagues. He was one of the 3 heads of the guild, along with him. As it turns out, he used to live in Prosh, and slowly but surely, him and his successors climbed the ladder until they could betray the guild.
Great. Come back to
Hard to really call him a traitor, really.
Spy.
He was never really loyal to begin with.
Spy would be the
Scumbag, I would say, but it is what it is. Anyway, as it currently stands, it does seem like, well, the better course of action would be to get to know her and take care of your sister. Knowing her, she won't give it up without a fight, and will it's a fight. Nowhere isn't like it was when we first started our journey. We need to expect everything going in.
Ooh, scary.
But, well, I'll see if we can get any help. I'm sure some of the refugees are dying to get back.
right.
No promises, but I'll see what can be done.
Yeah.
So, as you all sit there, is there anyone that wants to speak up that hasn't? Anything anyone else wants to say before we wrap up?
Grisera was looking at a book when she remembered something. Verna was saying something earlier, but her mind was too focused on what she had learned from Elnath to pay attention. So she seeks her out. Hey, Verna?
Huh?
Did you say something after I went to get a drink with that bomb, that info bomb that Elnath delivered?
Oh, yes. Well, I rather think I went to see you after several drinks, but yes, yeah, Cleaver has been revived.
What?
He's alive again.
Grisera hands Verna the book. Hold this. She steps outside. After 10 minutes,
Yeah, like
they hear a really, really loud scream of anger. And plenty of curses in Orcish.
Deanna, what were you saying?
Yeah, like, what is the book? Okay, what is the book that Grisera handed her?
It was just a random spell book.
Fire in You, How to Cast Fireball. There you go. Kagra, Rura, Allah, anything you guys want to do?
I honestly don't want to take this any longer than I have to.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
good.
Yeah,
Alright.
I can't think of anything.
Alright.
Good.
Well, after ironing out some sort of plan, that's where we're going to end it. With Grisera screaming to the heavens. And Tanuki glancing down and lifting an eyebrow. Not that she can see him.
Mhm.
And that's where we will leave it this session. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming. Happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate it. And I have once more officially dated this episode. Yay. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Night and happy holidays.
Gobble gobble.
Family darkest fear.